Hello students, welcome to science class. I'm your science teacher Apoorva, and today we will continue with this chapter that is essential for life, air and water. In the previous lecture, you have studied about the composition of air, in which I have discussed about all the main gases, their purposes and their uses. This was the composition of air, in which there were two major gases, nitrogen and oxygen, and the remaining 1% were other gases. In today's video, I will explain you the importance of air, properties of air, and importance of air pressure. So let's begin with the video. First topic is importance of air. As you all know that air is needed for breathing. We need oxygen, that is fresh air, to survive. Now, we take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide, whereas plants, they take up carbon dioxide and release oxygen. So, in the previous lecture also, I have explained that plants are our best friends. So, they release oxygen and we need oxygen. They take in carbon dioxide and we release carbon dioxide. Second thing is air is needed for burning. I have explained in the chapter solid, liquid and gases also that air is a supporter of combustion because air contains maximum amount of oxygen which helps in burning. Let's take an example of an activity, and with the help of this activity you will be able to understand that how air supports burning. Materials required for this activity. Take 2 candles, a matchstick and a gas jar. Take a candle and fix it on a table. The candle is lighted. The candle will continue to burn due to continuously available fresh air, providing the required oxygen for combustion. Now, cover the burning candle by putting an inverted gas jar over it. After a short time, the candle stops burning and gets extinguished. When the burning candle is covered with gas jar, then the candle takes away the oxygen necessary for burning from the air enclosed in the gas jar. After some time, when all the oxygen of air inside the gas jar is used up, then the burning candle gets extinguished. This proves that air is necessary for combustion of substances. So, we conclude that when there are two candles, one which gets the oxygen from the environment means there is no barrier to stop burning. In figure A, the candle is burning because it is getting oxygen from the air around it. But in the second image, B1, the candle was burning earlier, but as soon as you put an inverted gas jar over it, what happens? First of all, it will keep burning because it will take up all the oxygen present already inside the gas jar. But due to the lack of oxygen, when all the oxygen present in the gas jar is consumed, then it will stop burning. So, this proves that oxygen is a supporter of burning and air helps in burning. Third, air is needed for other purposes like for flying kites, for the movement of hot air balloon and sailboats. Air also helps in the movement of glider and parachutes. We fill air in football, as well as in the tubes of tires. Now, the major use of air or the major importance of air is that air helps in the change of weather. Air is the major reason behind the changing weathers. Air also helps in generating electricity by rotating the blades of windmills. So, moving air, which is called as wind, it helps in rotating the windmill or the blades of windmill, which helps to produce electricity. Now, we will study the properties of air. Air occupies space. Air does not have definite shape. Air exerts pressure. Air has weight. Air can be compressed. Air expands on heating and contracts on cooling. So, with the help of a few activities, you will be able to understand all the properties of air. Let's begin with the video.
Properties of air. Let us perform some activities to learn about the properties of air. Activity 1. Take a bottle and invert it in a bucket full of water. Press the bottle gradually in the water. Observe what happens. The water does not enter the bottle even on pressing. This happens because the bottle is not empty. Air is present inside the bottle. Now tilt the bottle slightly, still keeping it inverted. Observe the air bubbles escape out of the bottle and water enters the bottle. The bottle will be completely filled with water when there is no air inside. This activity proves that air occupies space. Activity 2. Air does not have a definite shape. Let us prove it. Fill air in a cycle tube. Air takes the shape of the cycle tube. If air is filled in an inflated balloon or air mattresses or football bladder or swimming tube, it takes their shape respectively. This shows that air does not have a definite shape. It takes the shape of the container in which it is present. Activity 3. Take a glass and keep it close to your mouth. Suck the air in the mouth from the glass. Remove your hands. The glass remains pressed to the mouth. Now release your breath. The glass will fall down. Why does it happen? This is because when the air inside the glass has been sucked, the air from outside exerts pressure over the glass and keeps it fitted to the mouth. This proves that air exerts pressure. This property of air is used in the working of an eyedropper, in filling ink in fountain pen, a doctor's syringe, and a pitchkari used on Holi. A doctor's syringe or a pitchkari has a piston. When this piston is moved forward, the air inside the syringe goes out. Then the nozzle or the tip is dipped in the medicine and the piston is pulled back. The liquid enters the syringe. By using this principle, one can empty a bucket full of water without lifting it. This is done by making a siphon. Take a glass tube with two bends. Now take a bucket full of water and keep it at a higher place. Take another empty bucket and keep it at a lower place. Now place the shorter arm of the tube in the water-filled bucket and longer arm of the tube in the empty bucket. Suck out the air from the tube and fill it with water. Keep both ends of the tube dipped in the water. The water starts flowing into the empty bucket. Activity 4. Take two balloons of the same size. Blow both the balloons equally. Tie the balloons on the two sides of a stick. Tie a thread in the center of the stick and hold it. Try to balance the balloon by moving them along the stick. Now puncture one of the balloon so that air moves out. You will find that the balloons are not balanced anymore. The balloon with air is heavier than the deflated balloon. This activity shows that air has weight.
So, with the help of all the activities, now it will be very clear to you that what are all the properties of air. What is the importance of air pressure? You have seen the activity just before this topic regarding two balloons tied to a stick. So, the balloon which is tied to the stick, because of its weight, the air is having weight. Let's understand what is air pressure. Air pressure is the weight of air molecules pressing down on the earth. The pressure of the air molecules changes as you move upward from sea level into the atmosphere. The highest pressure is at sea level, where the density of the air molecules is the greatest. See, I have explained before that when you move upwards, that is, when the mountaineers they climb mountains high, because the altitude is very high, the air pressure at the altitudes or the hilly regions is extremely low. It is very low. That's why, due to the lack of proper oxygen, they used to carry oxygen cylinders when they are climbing the high mountains. As height increases, air pressure gets reduced. That is why there is less air pressure on the high mountains. Importance of air pressure. Why do we need air pressure in our life? Air pressure helps in everyday life, like in filling up a syringe and a fountain pen, drinking with a straw, and using droppers. On the festival of Holi, you use pichkari, which is also the best example of showing air pressure. When you suck cold drink or any cold drink or any juice with the help of a straw, you suck the air inside the straw, and when the air inside the straw is sucked, it becomes empty. This creates a pressure in the straw, and due to the pressure of air inside the straw, which becomes less, the air pressure outside at the surface of juice is more, or any cold drink is more. Air pressure on the surface of the juice then forces the juice to move up inside the straw. This is the mechanism that occurs when you suck any drink with the help of a straw. The dropper also works in the same way. So, now you can clearly understand about the importance of air. Air is needed in our day-to-day life. Without air, we can't even imagine life without air. Properties of air and importance of air pressure also you have learnt in this video. Thank you for watching this video. You can subscribe to my channel, Brighten Up Your Mind, for getting latest updated videos.